And good morning, all the boys and girls. And if you're joining over the internet, good morning. I have a book with me today. I'm sure you like these little books. Maybe you have some at home. They're called the Mr. Men books. Have you got any Mr. Men books, do you know, at home? Oh, they're very good books. I really enjoy reading them still, even though I'm a big person. And the Mr. Men books are very well drawn. They have great pictures in them. And here's a picture of a particular Mr. Man. And you know what he's called? Have a look at his face, you might guess. That's very close, James, yes. He is grumpy. He could be called Mr. Grumpy. But actually, he's called here Mr. Grumble. Mr. Grumble. Let me read you a few lines about Mr. Grumble. Here we are. Mr. Grumble's name suited him well. Here he is in bed. Bah, he would grumble every morning when his alarm clock rang. It's the start of yet another horrible day. He would grumble first thing in the morning and would say, it's the start of another horrible day. Bah, he would groan every afternoon. Walk in the country. I hate the countryside. So he'd even grumble as he was walking through the beautiful countryside. Grumbling, grumbling. I even have a little song here, or a poem. Now, I'm not going to sing it, but I'll read a bit to you about grumbling. Grumbling all the time. It's a famous song, I think. In country, town, or city, some people can be found who spend their lives in grumbling at everything around. Oh yes, they always grumble, no matter what we say. For these are chronic grumblers, and they grumble night and day. Oh, they grumble on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, grumble on Thursday too, grumble on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, grumble the whole week through. So they're always complaining, they're always grumpy, they're always giving out about everything and complaining about everything. Do you think God wants us to be like that? No, he doesn't. And the verse that we're going to be thinking on later on in the sermon, I'll be reading it, is from James chapter 5 and verse 9. James chapter 5 and verse 9. And God says this to us: don't grumble against one another. Don't grumble. And there's a picture of Mr. Grumble. Don't grumble against one another. James 5 verse 9. How might you grumble? How might you be displeasing God? Well, maybe here's a way you might grumble. You might say, I'm bored. You ever say that? I'm bored. How long is this man going to keep on speaking? I'm bored. That wouldn't be good, would it? Or, how much longer do we have to sit here still? Want to run around? When we're young, we love running around. When we're in church, we should sit patiently to worship God. Or here's another one. How about grumbling against each other? How might you grumble against each other? Maybe you might grumble this. Oh, I don't want to play that game. No, I don't want to play that game. I want to play this other game. We always play that game. So you see, we can all grumble. We need to ask the Lord to help us not to grumble, but to be, what's the opposite, I wonder? But to be thankful. To thank God for the many good things he gives us, rather than being grumbling and complaining about maybe things that don't go our way. So don't be Mr. Grumble, or don't be little Miss Grumble either, but be thankful. Be thankful to God for all his kindness. And here's the: don't grumble against one another. James chapter 5, verse 9. There we are there. And there are James, there you are. The book's even the same as your name. And Susanna, here we are. There we are. Go back to your seats now. Oh. I was saying to the children that one of the things that's the opposite of grumbling is being thankful. And of course, in the songs of praise we sing to God, they are filled with thanksgiving. Here's one of them. Psalm 107. Psalm 107. Stanzas 1 to 6, and very appropriately, the name of the tune is even called Thanksgiving, being thankful or giving thanks.